Hi there, I am Cotton and welcome to Cotton Hammer. Today's topic will be on the mystical Gyrinx, weird magical space cats beloved by weird magical people. So, without further delay, let's find out what these furry friends are all about. So, what even are the Gyrinx? The Gyrinx are basically big cats that love to hang out with psykers. They don't discriminate, so they hang out with both humans and Eldari. Probably because they are cats, so they think everyone and everything is beneath them anyway. They are also sometimes called the Gyrinx, because someone once made a typo in an official book, so now that is considered canon, I guess. As you can see, they actually really do look like the cats we know and love. Even if they don't always love us back. What more do you want me to do for you, Mr. Nibbles? Anyway, unlike our house cats, the Gyrinx can grow up to 1 meter in length. For my American viewers, that is 14 Big Macs and a single sad European stacked.
Hello darkness, my old friend.
They come in a large variety of colors, even green, blue and pastel colors. Though Gyrinx are not sapient, they are sentient and have immense empathy, especially with the person they bond with. The bond is so deep in fact, that the Gyrinx will start to develop the same kind of personality and morality as their bondmate. For example, you can have Gyrinx that have bonded with benevolent people, and they will also start to be more helpful, kind and loving. But it also works in the opposite direction. Gyrinx that bond with Drukhari, for example, can become sadistic, malevolent and develop a dangerous obsession with leather and bondage gear. They could also become narcissistic, lazy and only care about themselves. At which point they just become like any other cat, I guess. The Gyrinx not only start to change mentally, but physically as well. They start to mimic their owner's habits, behavior and take on their physical attributes. So when a Gyrinx bonds with, let us say, a psyker whose most prominent ability is to make cakes disappear, well, he is going to be round.
You're talking about this?
He's fat!
So, why even get a cat that only mimics you and needs a huge fuck off litter box? Well, because Gyrinx are able to improve any and all psychic abilities. Even the speed at which psykers can think and act is increased. So you can see why they are very popular among the psykers of all races. Except orcs. Orcs have no need for them because they just paint their noggin red and that's how they think faster.
Hold on now.
It is not known what the Gyrinx actually gets out of this partnership. Maybe it really is just like a cat and it just wants someone around that it can ignore all day. With the occasional scratches and snacks thrown in as a bonus on top of the free food. Or maybe it just hates carpets, and this is the best way how it gets around to puke on the fanciest ones. You tell me that wouldn't be a cat thing to do? Nobody knows for sure, but that would not be the weirdest reason for something in the 40k universe, let me tell you that much. We also do not have a hard number on how long a Gyrinx lives. But they can get very old since some Gyrinx are basically family heirlooms of some rogue traders. This is not just possible because they live so long, but also because they are incredibly loyal. To the point that when an owner dies, for whatever reason, the Gyrinx will even defend the dead body. Probably because it wants to eat it later. They are cats after all. After some time the Gyrinx will either flee and find a completely new bondmate, or become a companion of someone that used to be a close friend or is a family member of its previous owner. The rebonding can take quite some time, usually multiple weeks or even months. But if it already knows the new owner, that process can be much faster. The Gyrinx are also very sought after as simple pets, even by non-psykers. Simply because of their status and how exotic they are. This usually doesn't sit right with the Gyrinx in question, for obvious reasons I think. Those Gyrinx will do everything they can to escape, and because they are very intelligent, they eventually succeed. There are some examples from Necromunda where Gyrinx have escaped from the nobles that bought them, just for them to then go looking in the Underhive for someone who hates that noble just as much as they now do. And then they bond with them just to get revenge. You know, just cat things. So, what even can a Gyrinx do besides giving its owner a power boost? They actually have their own psychic abilities. We know from Necromunda, the Book of Judgment, that they can use the following powers: telekinesis, which they use for throwing shit off counters.
Can you not?
Pyromancy, which they use for setting you on fire when you forget to feed them. Chronomancy, which they use for freezing time so they can take longer naps. Technomancy, which they use for breaking that goddamn timer on the automatic feeders. Telepathy, which they use for telling you the food bowl is empty. And of course, Biomancy, which they use for running through the house like a complete maniac at 3 AM in the morning. Of course, they are still basically magical bobcats, so they can also just scratch and bite the shit out of you.
Magic.
Gyrinx accompany a lot of powerful people of various races. Think Inquisitors, Rogue Traders, Farseers and even Harlequins. They are by no means limited to just those options. There's plenty of other nerds in the galaxy. I do want to take the time to talk about the most famous and also the only named Gyrinx, Alorynis. He is the Gyrinx that is bonded with Ivrain. Ivrain, the leader of the Ainari and Bobby G's waifu.
You saved me. Why?
Monkey.
This is not fucking canon!
He doesn't really do much in the books except give a passive buff to Ivrain. So that's that, I guess. Also, did you know that Alorynis is not actually his real name? His real name is Mr. Floofy. It is just pronounced Alorynis because Alda. And yes, this is confirmed by the author in an exclusive interview. Obviously, Gav Thorpe was joking, but since this is an official statement, I will count it as canon. Like, if I get the choice whether the name of the companion of one of the most powerful Eldari is something fancy schmancy like Alorynis, or something epic like Mr. Floofy. Yeah, Mr. Floofy is going to win every time. One last tip. If you want to find out more about Mr. Floofy, do not Google Ivrain's pussy.
I didn't need to see that.
So, that's it for today's video on one of 40k's cutest creatures. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, like and subscribe if you want to see more of this nonsense, and thank you for watching. See you all next time. Cheers.